Here we have groups of interest that inhabit the origin system, separate from the Grineer and Corpus that ally with the Tenno. At Mastery Rank 3, the Syndicates console unlocks, which lets you consult with the Faction Syndicates, each one with their own ideologies and goals regarding the fate of the origin system, with inevitable disagreements and agreements with other syndicates. There are 14 known syndicates, each one with their own themes and goals. Faction syndicates, which make up 6 of the 14, have particular relationships with other faction syndicates, favorable, neutral, or negative. Tenno may perform quests, missions, and alerts for a syndicate, raising their standing with the particular syndicate, which will earn the Tenno unique offerings. Be warned, however, raising standing with one group may raise anger from another and lead the opposing syndicate to launch hits against the Tenno. There are few syndicates considered neutral whom Tenno can gain standing without angering other syndicates. The Steel Meridian are a Grineer faction, led by the female Grineer defector, Cressatau. This faction is comprised of Grineer that were born with a genetic flaw, allowing these Grineer to disobey the queens. The syndicate's goal is to protect what their brothers and sisters would seek to destroy, undermine what entrenched beliefs of their race, and weaken the Grineer hold on the origin system by liberating and defending human colonies. It is still unknown if this is out of intense desire to defy the queens or some greater good. Steel Meridian and Parent Secrets are enemies, but according to Cephalon Cordelin, whilst their ideologies do not conflict, their methods do, one being by force and the other by diplomacy respectively. Steel Meridian and Nuloka, however, are at an opposition, as their beliefs do not see the Grineer as truly human, a stigma dating back to the Orican Empire. As for the Steel Meridian and the Red Veil, their alliance signify a sword and shield type relationship. The Red Veil seeking to purge the origin system of the evil, cutting down those who dare harm those who the Steel Meridian guard. The Arbiters of Hexes seek to develop the Tenno skills, much like Teshinet's Conclave. While many Tenno may be content with being simple warriors, the Arbiters seem to see them as having infinite potential, believing that the Tenno of the old way were shackled by the Orican, and that their divine status was barely recognized. By adopting a dogmatic culture reminiscent of the old Orican hierarchy, they hope to set rules the Tenno can live by that does not limit their power. The Arbiters hope to rebuild the Tenno culture through trial, focus, and study, and make them a beacon of hope and not just a legend of days old. The Arbiters oppose the Red Veil's use of the Tenno, seeing their want for bloodshed and using the Tenno as a weapon as a repetition of the past, making these two enemies. Their opposition with the parent sequence may be that the Arbiters see a wide and vast potential for the Tenno, disregarding the sequence's methods of resolving conflict as reducing the Tenno to mere merchants brokering peace. It is possible that the Arbiters did not ally themselves with Cephalon Suda, but the other way around, as she sees them as one of the only few sources of the past the Orican left behind. Named after a being of immense strength, Suda possesses an unquenchable thirst for knowledge. More so than others, she holds a high regard for the old knowledge of the Orican. Suda has a hatred for destruction, but her coldness with the individual lives of those within the system seems puzzling at best and hypocritical at worst. Her exact goals are unknown and could be the deciding factor between peace in the Orican system or its destruction. According to Cephalon Cordelin, Suda and Nuloka may be enemies due to Loka's closed-minded attitude towards technological expansion, being that Nuloka seeks to purge the Earth of any remaining Orican technology, Suda's main interest. The Red Veil's violent and destructive nature put them at opposition with Suda, who values preservation. Cephalon Suda has aligned herself with the Arbiters because they offer knowledge regarding to the old ways of the Tenno. The parent sequence, led by Ergo Glass, former Corpus financier and scientist, aimed to resolve conflicts with diplomacy and trade rather than violence and the Corpus's interest to make profit from it. The parent sequence and Steel Meridian's ideologies do not conflict, but the Steel Meridian's path of violence over diplomacy is what set these two factions at odds, feeding the negative alignment from both parties. The opposition of the Arbiters of Hexus are known from the Arbiters seeing the sequence as using the Tenno for nothing more than mere merchants. In an odd twist, New Loka and the sequence are allied factions. This may be due to their shared beliefs of system-wide peace, but while their goals are fundamentally similar, they do still go about it different ways. Much like New Loka, the Veil are the result of humanity's last vestiges facing extinction. But where they differ is that the Veil see a bigger picture. They see the origin system as their prize. With this, they work to cleanse the system with fire and chaos, excising corruption by any means necessary. Even still, they understand the importance of stealth and adopt the code of assassins rather than being warriors. Their mantra, no cost too great and no blood too precious, shows through their zealous fury they are not saviors, but rather cleansers. Their violent and destructive nature is the reason that the Veil are enemies with Cephalon Suda, who values preservation. They see no issue with the destruction of data or reliquaries if it means crippling their enemy, which Suda is against. Their opposition of the Arbiters stems from the Arbiters' belief that the Veil's desire for bloodshed is a repetition of past mistakes, as well as squandering the Tenno as mere weapons. The Veil's relationship with the Steel Meridian is seen as sword and shield, where the Veil seeks to purge the system of evil and cut down those who the Meridian protects. Led by Priestess Amarin, New Loka preaches a belief of a pure and whole Earth to which humanity can return, for as a result of the Orichan terraforming Earth, humanity has been scattered across the origin system. New Loka's negative alignment with Cephalon Suda can only be attributed to their closed-minded attitude towards technological expansion. Their opposition with the Steel Meridian is attributed to their belief that the Grineer are not truly human, a stigma from the Orichan era, and their allied ties with the Sequence is due to their shared beliefs for peace across the origin system. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. If you liked it, please hit that like button and please subscribe for more content. More content will be soon coming up. The next video will be going up will be the other 8 of the syndicates. And please tell me down in the comments below if you have any concerns towards the video, that being my crappy editing process. And anything else, thank you all so much for joining me in this journey starting YouTube. And I'll see you on the next video. Thank you all so much.